Welcome back, episode 6 of the White Line Podcast.
Yes, sir. Episode 6.
It's been a minute. We've had some shit going on, but we're back and ready to spread the word of God.
Yes, sir.
So, today's topic: should a man ever be in love? No.
No.
No, not at all.
I think, a man should love, but not be in love. Definitely have to kind of go figure out what the fuck the difference is because, you need love in life, right? It's almost like it gives you purpose. Like you love your kids, and it gives you a reason to live or to do things. But to be in love is weakness.
Yeah, it's fucking weak.
Yeah.
All right, so first let's break down what love is, because I feel like it's just this weird gray area where nobody actually knows what the fuck it is. Love is like, it's not some weird external force that fucks with the world. It's just a feeling. We made love. Pause. Not what I meant. I'm saying like the human race made love.
Yeah.
Like it's just a word that they use to describe a feeling. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
Now, if you put it like this, should you ever be that deep in your feelings? No. Not really. You can love, but being in love, like, that means you're blind to everything else that's going on around you. And you have to be the opposite of that as a man. And part of loving as a man, you do it by being cold to some extent.
Yeah.
You're the order. When you're in a house with kids, you love your son, so you're going to tell him, you're not quitting the fucking football team, get back out there.
Yeah.
That's part of love. You got to be cold.
Yeah.
But if you're in love, you're just so blind to everything. Like, if you really love your girl, you have to stick to your purpose, and maybe you can't hang out with her as much as she asks you to. But she respects that, and you do that also knowing that her love will be stronger if she sees me pursuing other things. So it makes everything better when you understand how to love instead of being in love. And that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're definitely right with it. In terms of your effectiveness in society and even as the head of the household, it's very true. Now, obviously, like, we're humans and, like, we're not perfect. It's difficult to say if you should or shouldn't be in love, because, like, the amount of motivation it can give you is unmatched, and also the amount of disparity or depression or whatever it can cause is also unmatched. It's like literally the most powerful force, and it could be either a good thing or a bad thing. And even in my relationship or whatever, when certain shit my girlfriend may do or whatever, it affects me way more than just some other random bitch or even just anybody in general. If my family member did some shit that she did or whatever, or she did some shit my family member would do, family member I could give a fuck about, right? But my girl, it's magnified tenfold. So, again, it can be a good thing if it's a positive, right? It's driving you to do something. Say you're a broke ass nigga and you want to get rich because you love your girl or you're in love with your girl. That's a good thing. But if it's causing you pain and making you depressed and moping in your bed and doing like just a whole bunch of sad shit,
Bunch of hoe shit.
exactly, like it's not helping you in any way, and that's really it. That's really my opinion on love. Like, I think if it works, then it's good. But if it doesn't work, then it's not good.
Love is such, you're right.
Yeah.
That is true. Love is such a strong driver. It could push you to limits you didn't know you had. But back to what you were saying, wanting to get rich for your girl because you love her and stuff like that. To me, that's you love your girl, but when I think about in love, like if I'm like, oh fuck, my boy's in love, it's like his girl could fucking cheat in his face and he would just, I
Yeah.
ain't see that shit. Like he's in love, like there's no helping him, like that's it. You can love very strongly and not be in love because when you're in love, you don't know when it's time to pull back. You don't know when it's time to chill the fuck out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But love is a powerful tool, and not just with people. Love is a powerful tool. If you love what you do, you'll work way harder than someone who's just disciplined in what they do.
Yeah.
Because it's that extra push,
Yeah. There's passion behind it.
passion. That's what it
Desire,
is.
all that. Yeah.
And you should love life. You should be passionate about life. But you shouldn't be in love with anything because everything is temporary. And one day that thing or that someone is going to go. And if you are just head over heels in love with that, it's going to tear you to fucking parts when it leaves.
Yeah.
That's how I view in love.
I get it, and I understand, and I think you're right because for me, I'd have to put myself all the way back to like high school to like even like envision that like somebody does so much fucked up shit to you, but you still go back to them or you still forgive them or turn a blind eye or whatever. It's hard to even put myself in that headspace. Like, bitch cheats on me. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even consider talking to the bitch after that. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even try to hear them out at all. So I think you make a good point there. I don't know. I feel like in love, I feel like it could be classified by just two different people. Like, there's mad noise outside. But I feel like it could be classified by, two different people. Like, betas and then just regular people, And I do believe in, being in love because you would do things and, like you said, accept things that you wouldn't normally accept when you're in love. But it may not be to the degree where it's utterly disrespectful.
I also, and it's so contradictory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
It's like the guys who are like that, like the whole beta type of thing. Are they really in love, or are they're just an addicted lover? It's like a drug.
It could be that. It could be that, or it could be the scarcity part of it. It could be
Yeah.
the fear of being alone.
It's like, do you really love it, or are you just afraid to lose? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's like, what the fuck is love? It's such a weird, like, we don't fucking know.
Well,
Like, you don't really have a definition for it.
Here's the thing, because it's like very opposite in this way where the people that I find to actually know and understand love are those with the most experience, right? Like they've been with the most people. So if you've experienced all these people and you choose to be with somebody,
Yeah.
you know that this must be the feeling, right? But at the same time, we're not like at least when I look for a female to court or whatever, I'm not looking for a bitch that has mad experience, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't count if you're a girl.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, we kind of like, it's kind of like, okay, you need the experience to find out what it is exactly, like on a, divine level, that this is the feeling that is love. Out of all 100 people that you've been with, this right here is it. But also, it's looked down upon, and we really shouldn't experience too much, because check this out. If you've only been with one person and you feel as though you're in love, that is love, because that's all you know. That person is all you know. That feeling is all you know. That is love, and there's no you could argue maybe they just didn't find it yet, or they didn't get enough experience to actually experience love. But in my opinion, if you've only been with one person and you've only spoken to that person, you only slept with that person, that by default is love. So it's like,
I fuck with that.
yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you could either gain a ton of experience and find it, or you can have only one experience and find it.
I'm coming to the conclusion, for the most part, and there's always going to be outliers. Ugly people have the best relationships. The more attractive you are, the more superficial relationships become, because the ugly people, they get with one girl, maybe they had two, but that's the world to them.
Yeah.
And that's love. They never had the options of women thrown in their face, so it's like,
Yeah.
how do you even compare? Do they know love better, or does the man who has been with 50 girls but really just found one that he really just adores and loves her, or does he know love better?
Yeah.
It's such a double-edged sword, and it's very strange.
And actually, one thing to that you know you kind of brought to light is the fact that when that guy has 50 plus bodies or whatever it is, you know, 50 lovers that he's met, he also knows lust a lot more.
Yes.
You know, and it's like when you know lust just as much as you know love,
Fuck.
it's
He's cooking.
yo, it's
He's cooking.
bro, it's a fucking hard thing to do, because you're always gonna be looking for both in the relationship, and you're always gonna be chasing both in a relationship. You know, like if you like, even myself, bro, like I want to be so attracted and, like, you know, get the stiffy with every bitch, and, like, you know, even when I'm in a relationship, I'm looking towards the next bitch, and we've had conversations where, you know, we just talk about, yo, I don't know why this is going through my head, but it is, and it just.
And this is so true. I have more unattractive friends that are in relationships, and they haven't been with that many people. And I try to express that to them. I'm like, you know, when I was in a relationship, yo, I wanted to fuck other girls. And I would say it, I'm like, dude, like, it's cool, but I miss going out and, like, new girl. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different type of energy. It's like the thrill, it's the lust, to be honest with you. And they're like, I don't fucking have that.
Exactly.
And they're like, I'm old fashioned. Like, I don't think like that. I'm like, you don't think like that because you're not fucking attractive.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, like, a bad Latina in your face.
Yeah.
You don't, like, it's hard to.
Yeah.
And there's attractive men that genuinely don't feel like that, which is crazy to me, but good for them.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck it works.
I don't know either,
But good for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's such a strange thing to me. But it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like if you never knew it,
yeah.
how the fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that part was really good. What else you want to talk about?
Here's the thing with loving a girl when you're a man. This is something I was thinking about over the past week or two, because I do pretty well with girls, I would say. Not being, I'm not trying to be like yeah. No, I do pretty well. One of them especially is just like head over heels. I could be like, jump.
Yeah.
She'd say, how high? The only reason she is like that to me is because, one, I'm better than every man she's probably ever been with. But it's also because I don't give her that much attention, and I am who I am. Like, I'm working, like, I turn her down to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
And then when she does finally hang out with me, she's like she lights the fuck up. She's like, oh my God, like you're picking me up from work or whatever. And then I pick her up and she's like so happy to see me. But this brings me back to everything in the male life, which is to experience the best things in life, like a lot of money, a great body, being loved by women. It takes so much suffering.
Yeah.
You have to suffer and you have to be fucking cold sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like she likes me because I'm a G or whatever, right? In order for me to be a G, there was a time where I had to be cold. Colder than I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I really, like, I was going against my instincts of like, wow, I really want to text that girl back.
Yeah, you were an
I
asshole
really,
to the bitches.
yeah, no, I was foul, but like I had to go to that extent
Yeah.
to be able to pull back and just be like cool now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was times I was just getting into the gym. I didn't want to go. You know? There was times where I was fucking broke. And I had to just get cold and choose all of that over everything. And now she loves me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's really weird because in order for me to experience that, I had to be a little cold to her.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, all she wants me to do is just see her every night. Or just maybe like, not every night, but pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
If I did that, she wouldn't be in love with me.
Facts.
Isn't that a fucking crazy thing about male life?
It's so crazy because, bro, the amount of times that I've actually experienced that shit, it may not even, it definitely wasn't the seeing the bitch every night. It was mostly just the talking to her more than once a day or fucking usually typically like all day long.
Yeah.
Like if you give a bitch entertainment and, you know, be a fucking joker and dancing monkey all day long, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like,
yeah.
That shit is just not it.
But you know who does that? People that are in love.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction. It's because love is a feeling, and they're addicted to the feeling. That's the dopamine hit. You know what I mean? It's like they just want it again.
Yeah.
But you can't. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You can't just have unlimited love. You can't have unlimited fucking anything if you're just... It's like this. It's like you work really hard to have a big mansion because you want to throw big fucking mansion parties or whatever. If you were throwing a mansion party every night, you wouldn't be able to afford the fucking mansion anymore.
Yeah.
It would collapse. Like, that would be it.
Yeah. I think one thing that a lot of young men have to understand is that when it comes to love, there's no reciprocity in it, you know? Like, you may think... Yeah.
Big ass word. Fuck.
Yeah, like a lot of the assumption that I had especially was if I give more attention, I'll get more back. And it's not the case.
No, it's the
like
opposite.
it's kind of the opposite where, like you said, if you pull back, you'll get more. If you pull back, you'll get more attention, more respect. If you're a bit more of an asshole, she'll treat you a bit better, or, you know, try to appease you and suck your dick and all that stuff. It's like, oh please. Like literally, it's retarded that way, but
it's fucked up.
It's how it works, bro. And that's why when a lot of dudes give advice, it's kind of like, oh, you gotta like be an asshole. Obviously, it's not like just walk around being an asshole, but bitches respond to you kind of being an asshole.
Yeah, I think the whole being a dick type of part of it, it's kind of outdated. That was like the big advice is like, just be a dick to girls, whatever. It's not about that. And it really gets taken out of context.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, and I'm able to say this because this was me.
Yeah.
A 17-year-old hears this and is like, oh, I just have to be a piece of shit and then girls will like me.
Yeah.
For the record, if the girl is a fucking whore and she's complete trash, it works very well. It works very well, but they probably would have fucked you either way. She's a whore.
Yeah.
So besides the point, it's not about being an asshole. You should be a gentleman, but you need to be fucking assertive with what you're doing. She comes last. And she won't tell you this, but she wants to come last.
Yeah.
You know? You have to be cold. But not in a mean way. Still be a gentleman, you know? Still treat her right. Don't call her like a fucking hoe because you just want to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
That'll work in high school because, you know, the girls are fucked up.
Yeah.
But when they get older, it's like, it's a different game. Like, you can't just be disrespectful. That's different.
And it depends. If you're black, you may be able to get away with being disrespectful.
But dating a black girl is like taming a fucking pit bull. You know what I mean? That shit, it's not the same.
Yeah.
You're over here fucking Mike Tyson, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, obviously don't be an asshole, but like you said, it's about putting her last, you know? Like when you think about it, do the shit that you're gonna do for you first, and then bring her along for the ride. Don't make her a priority in your shit. You know, make her just an accessory.
And that's out of love.
Yeah.
It is, because there's, this doesn't happen often, but we all have moments of like weakness or whatever. There's times where I'm like, I would really just like to stay in and chill with my girl and fucking get head while we're watching Netflix or some shit, you know what I mean? But I can't. I have to, out of love, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll see her later. But if I have shit to do, I have shit to do. And we have to put that first out of love, because I want her to, because I also just want to feel the feeling of being adored. Like, that's a great feeling to have. You work so hard as a man and it's like you're really appreciated. That's one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah.
But you can't have both.
Yeah.
You can't have both.
That's facts. And that shit is tough too. And it's like, this is why I enjoy this podcast so much, because this is shit that I didn't hear like growing up at all.
Yeah.
And it would have been so useful, bro. So useful. Like fucking high school and mostly high school. I think pretty quick after high school,
Yeah.
I took that red pill, and then like, you know,
Both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We popped that shit.
But you know, fucking high school, bro, middle school, it was just GG, bro. Like, that shit was tough, because you would try to find it. Like, you would watch the movies or hear stories and shit, or even like look at, you know, I wouldn't look at my parents, but like look at other people's parents and be like, wow, they've been married for this amount of years, and like, you know, he bought his wife a fucking Jeep or some shit, like, you know, cute shit like that. And I would like sit there admiring it, like, wow, I can't wait to have some shit like that.
Here's the thing they don't tell you. Because I see this a lot, and sometimes even I have to remind myself. Like, I'll see a guy who's pretty fucking beat with a bad bitch. Or I'll see a guy who just like smothers his wife with like love and attention, like a way overdo it, right? You don't know that girl's sucking dick on the side.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like,
Yeah.
do you really think that fucking 10 is with that 6 because she just genuinely loves him? Yeah. You have no fucking clue what goes on behind closed doors. So you can't make assumptions over that. And not that I'm saying anything we don't know by now. The whole Disney princess thing, that's all fucking...
Yeah, that's all bullshit.
It's a fairy tale for a reason, you know? Because it's crazy, too, because girls grow up looking at that, and you're like, oh, like, it's like a fantasy, because it is a fantasy. Like, oh, I just want to be treated like that. They don't want to be treated like that by the guy who will treat them like that.
Yeah.
All they want is Tyrone to turn around and do that for them, and then they'll get the greatest dopamine spike of all time and just fucking cum in their pants, and then they'll be like, oh, He's not really that attractive anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's like
Pretty much.
it's crazy. It's fucked up. Like they're deranged, bro.
Yeah,
It's
literally,
fucked.
bro. Like that shit is fucking hilarious. And it's so funny because like when you look at those movies from like an older perspective, you see how it's tailored to the girls or whatever. Obviously,
Yeah.
fucking princess movie, but it's like you see how she's like being saved or whatever by this dude, and he's all handsome and shit like that, and it's just so unrealistic because they think that by default they deserve that. Which, by default you do, but you ruin it by sucking dick.
Yeah.
Not being helpful or useful. Like, you ruin, like, you're born
Being
with your
a
value.
hoe.
Yeah. You're born with your value, and, you just have the opportunity to have that shit as long as you take care of yourself. And then you kind of just end up ruining it and are like, why am I not getting this shit? It's because you suck 10 dicks.
Yeah, because fucking Cinderella wasn't sucking cock in her mom's attic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was just locked in there in the kitchen cleaning like a good woman.
Exactly.
So that's how it should have been.
So shit.
You guys need to take notes.
Yeah, why do you think he was searching all over to fucking get the fucking slipper back?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Back to, I wanted to touch on this before. We're going to backtrack a little bit. We were saying how we don't know if the man who has 50 bodies knows what love is, or the man who has one knows what love is. We were saying it doesn't really work like that for women. And the reason this is, and we actually kind of said this on the last podcast, but if you didn't watch that shit, this is like somewhat of what we were saying. In order for a girl to really be able to love, like after you're with so many people, you kind of lose the ability.
Yeah.
Women love the most when they're fucking virgins, to be honest. It's like the first man who kisses her, she's fucking head over heels for. But if she's kissed like 30 men in her life, then it's just like, what's 31,
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
You got to put your purpose first.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But nah, fucking yeah, bro, you're right. I mean, yeah, I don't think girls with a high body count can
Love better.
Yeah, they can't love better. They can't do much of anything. But nah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what I think? Like you said, probably the first one, or I'll give you some leeway and say two, but we'll say the first one or whatever. That's the prime ability to do so.
Yeah.
And we see this, we notice it. I know we all probably have heard the sayings or the trends or whatever it is where, like, you'll see a girl like hop to the next homie right after a relationship. It's because she's looking for, it could be the next protector, provider, whatever it is, like instinctually. But typically it's just like her ability to love is her ability to be with somebody, right? Like, that's really it. She's going to do the same things for the next dude. She's still going to suck him off and maybe cook him a meal. But none of the behavior is going to change between this one and the next one.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed with myself is certain shit does change from this one to the next one. The first bitch or whatever, or the first girl, I'm Mr. Beta fucking, like, running to this bitch's house. Like, when I was in high school, when I was in 11th or 12th grade or whatever it was, my very first girlfriend that, deflowered your boy, right? It was during like COVID-ish time, right? And we were like half on, half off, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely.
So me and my lady then, we didn't have classes on the same days, but the days that she had class in school no, the day she didn't have class, I would skip school completely, and then I would run or ride my bike to her house. She lived by the school, so I was like a mile and a half away from her. So I would skip class completely, like the whole day, ride my bike or run to her house, spend the day there until her parents got home from work, and then fucking just like go home and then pretend like I went to school.
Ouch.
Ouch. And then obviously everything after that was a shit show. But I would never do some shit like
Fuck
that
no.
for a girl again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never. Never. But like again, that's like the prime, the peak amount that, but with girls, they'll do that shit for the first dude and the second dude and the third dude. And they'll say, I love hard, they'll say some shit.
And it's really, too, they're just addicted lovers.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, that's really what it is. They're chasing the void. They're just trying to fill it by getting filled.
Yeah.
Which, the more bodies a girl has, when she tells me she loves me,
The less I believe it.
well, I might believe her because love is a feeling. She feels the feeling of love for me. Mm-hmm. She loves me. Okay, I believe you. But you also just loved probably fucking 10 other men in your lifetime.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Like, you just love me right now. But 6 months ago, you were in love with him. And then a year ago, you were in love with him. And then you were in love with 2 people at one time. You had your last ex, and you missed the guy you lost your fucking V card to while you had your... It's insane. It's like, what does it even mean anymore? It's like your love has no fucking value.
Yeah.
Because I believe girls with high body counts love. But that's the issue, is that they love. Because they fucking love everyone.
Yeah.
It's too much. They're emotional messes. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I think to that point, and this is a really good point because I do this pretty much with every relationship, and I think every dude should do this, is you go back and you ask about, you don't have to ask about their past, but listen to how a girl speaks about their exes. Say what they would like, say, I hate him, or, I don't like this and that. That'll tell you exactly what will happen to your future. So when everything is said and done with that girl, she's going to say the same exact shit about you.
Yeah.
And that's going to tell you, did she love you? Or, that'll also tell you, if she's saying the shit about me, she probably also loved the dude before.
And
it's
saying
just,
shit about him.
And it's just saying it just to say it.
Very
to
true.
make you feel comfortable.
And it's also, too, because love is just really a feeling. Say you guys break up. Maybe you did her wrong, or vice versa. These girls could be head over heels in love with you on Wednesday, and then fucking someone else on Monday, and texting their friends like, this is like the new man I'm seeing right now, like he's so cute, like he's so funny, whatever. That's what girls with high body counts do.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, if you could break up with a girl and then you see her on fucking Tinder like a week later, she is fucking trash.
Yeah.
That shit's awful, bro. Yeah. Awful, because they will fucking do that. But a girl who maybe you took her V card and you guys were dating, she won't fucking date for a hot minute. Usually.
I think you can't disqualify anyone.
Well, yeah, because they also have like hoe friends and influence. Like, you need to go out to the club.
And we all know it just takes the right guy to walk up to her, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between, a girl getting with the next dude a week later versus 6 months later, it may not even be her initiating it by being on a dating app like Tinder or whatever. It may just be another good-looking dude walks up to her and knows exactly what the fuck to say and is in that shit.
Right time, right place.
Exactly. And the thing is that I've done that multiple times.
Likewise.
Exactly. It's like, if you just need to say ear candy shit and then you're in there, And that's why I don't think I've said this on the pod before, but like, I explained this to my girl. I'm like, this is why I don't want to get, cheated on, or why I have those thoughts, is because one, I've been the other dude before, where like, you you see some unsuspecting bitch that's like a band kid or whatever, and they're cheating on their dude with me, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I thought it was the most wild shit. But again, like with my relationship, I'm like, look, it's not about, you know,
The trust.
yeah, it's not about the trust. It's about the fact that I know somebody else has the same skill level. They look as good as me or better. They have more money. They just need to say the right shit to you, and it could all, you know, go away just like that.
This is why some people might call it an insecurity, but insecurity is a great driver. Especially as a man. If you're shamed for something, you improve fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like, if guys who've been fat shamed get jacked pretty quick
Yeah.
because they just can't handle it anymore. Out of love, I try to be as fucking dope as possible because I don't want that to happen to me. And your girl, out of love, should be as good as a woman as possible and look as good as possible all the time because she doesn't want that to happen to her. You could call it insecurity, but really it's just because it's love and you want to keep experiencing love and you want the other person to love you. That's really what it is. It's such a strong driver, like we were saying before.
Yeah.
You know? It's a strong fucking driver, man.
Yeah. Meow.
Honestly, I think we.
Yeah, I think
I don't know what more needs to be said at this point.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like, I guess the only thing that we could add is just love, like through the ages from, you know, high school all the way up to an adult. And one thing that I've noticed recently, especially while becoming an adult, is that everybody's relatively similar. Everybody's a big kid. You know, you just get bigger and bigger.
Yep.
But you feel the same emotions. I mean, you see fucking grown ass dudes buying OnlyFans and shit. Like, that's what you're spending your money on.
Terrible.
How much maturity do you have?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know, like, I guess my one question is, how does that love, or I guess maybe relationships overall, develop as you get older, assuming that you're single and not, you know, married?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you think men love harder than women or women love harder than men?
I think back to what we said earlier, the inexperienced man that doesn't even have an ill thought, we love harder.
Right.
Much more, like tenfold, bro.
Yep.
I think I also think that when both parties are experienced, men still love harder. They may enact their lustful thoughts more, but in terms of love, like if we're excluding the loyalty part, in terms of love and, you know, looking out for the well-being of their person, I'd say men still.
I have to agree because here's the thing. What do we do as men, traditionally speaking? Every relationship's different. But traditionally speaking, I will die for this woman. Mm-hmm. Like, if she gets fucking mugged in the street,
Yeah.
I will die.
Yeah.
I'll provide everything, pay for fucking everything. I'm her emotional support. When she fucking has a mental breakdown, I'm basically her therapist. Mm-hmm. All that shit, fucking presents, clothes, whatever. Like, you provide that. Mm-hmm. Food, you're paying for everything, damn near.
Yeah.
You're the therapist, you're a protection, you, everything. And you're the leader, like, you pick the places you're going, all that. What does she do? When you really put it into perspective, of course she's gonna love someone that does that. Mm-hmm. If a girl did that to me, I'd fucking love her. Like, I would never accept it because, like, I'm a fucking man. Like, I'd stand on my own feet, you know what I mean? But it makes sense why a girl would love a man to do something like that. Mm-hmm. Men just love a girl because she just shuts the fuck up.
There's only two things that a man really needs is for you to shut the fuck up and to be nice.
Be nice and like sex.
Yeah.
Just shut up, be nice, sex. Stop making my day hard.
Yeah.
And it's like that's really all it takes for us to do all of that for a girl. It's really all it takes. And then it's like, okay, we obviously don't love with sex. Women love with sex. Like, you know, women get attached, men really don't with sex. The same girl that you could do all that for can fuck another man and feel exactly how she felt with the whole love thing. Like, that's fucking absurd when you really put it into perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like, who really does love harder?
Yeah.
I would say men.
Yeah, I would say so too.
I would say men. Even if he cheats, to be honest. I don't think cheating is good.
It's fucked up to say, but you know.
But even if he cheats, like, okay, like I fucked some bitch while I was out here, I'm still giving you the world, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think what it is like I kind of said earlier, like men love harder, but they also lust harder and they succumb to their lust a lot more often.
Yeah.
And I think that's the downfall of men, kind of. Is it a downfall? I don't know, but you know, like it's something, and I think a lot of, you know, I guess you could say society, whatever, they equate, you know, love and fidelity or whatever to each other. Like they may be like, you know, if you cheat, that equates to I don't love you anymore or something like that.
And it really doesn't.
It's not the case. It's more so just, you know, I succumb to an urge, and, you know, that's where the whole discipline kind of thing comes in. You know, we all have, you know, different feelings all day long going through our head, everything like that. It's your duty to, you know, be disciplined enough not to enact those. But, you know, anyways, back to it, it's just like, yeah, I think men love more, but I think they also lust more and just succumb to their lustful desires.
Yeah, sex is really different for women. It's also, it's very rare you see a woman that like really just craves sex.
Yeah.
Like they also get urges, obviously, but it's not the same.
It's not in the same way. It's more so like those bitches that like get off on, you know, just different, you know.
Yeah, they get off on like making a guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know.
It's just making a guy fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what they get off on.
A dude is really just chasing the nut. It's like post nut clarity. Like after you bust that nut, you're just like, what did I do?
And it's the opposite for them.
It is. It's crazy.
It's like once they do it, they're like, wait, you're leaving? Like, no, don't go. You know what I mean? And we're just like,
it's like,
yeah, you're like really sweaty right now.
Yeah.
Like fuck
your
off.
breath is kind of hot.
Yeah, for real.
That's so facts, and it's so funny that like we all have the same universal experience.
It's so weird. It's like the human fucking race is so weird, but it's all nature too. Like animals are basically the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like it's really crazy.
Yeah. I feel like
it's a simulation.
Yeah, I feel like people deny those qualities so much. I don't know. I mean, I get why, because we've developed emotions, right? So it inclines us to, you know, go against shit that hurts our feelings. Jealousy is a thing. It's like if a fucking bird sees like her husband bird fucking a different bird,
bird's gonna freak out.
Yeah, she's gonna freak out and start fighting.
Yeah.
It's just that we're, you know, mentally developed to where we, what is it called? We're conscious or whatever.
We're too conscious for our own good.
We fucking think about shit and then we get insecure and sad and angry and all that shit.
We're the only animals that kill themselves, and it's because we're too conscious.
Wow.
We literally think ourselves to death. Like we are way too conscious. Monkeys think about surviving and reproducing. We're basically them. We just are on a whole different level that we're able to fucking literally think ourselves out of life. Like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, imagine thinking so hard you just unalive yourself. Like,
That's
that's
kind of crazy.
absurd when you really think about it.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind. I think the only animals that like do that kind of shit are like the ones that you know, ants or some shit. Like maybe one gets sick and then they have to kill themselves or sacrifice them so the rest of the colony doesn't get sick.
That's
like,
the thing.
They'll do stuff. I don't know if it's ants, but like
That's
one
fucking
of those.
It's probably ants.
Yeah,
Bees, ants, they're smart as fuck.
Yeah, like they'll do shit like that just to not infect the rest of them. Like they'll like sacrifice themselves and shit. But I think yeah, bro, it's weird how like we go so against natural instincts, and even like in our religious books and stuff like that. Like the Bible is just a book of don't do shit that your urges tell you to do.
Yeah.
It's
It's
kinda
so
crazy.
weird.
It's so crazy.
It's like human nature is fucked.
Yeah. But honestly, that's why I believe it, because it points out so many different things that I haven't even experienced yet, but one day I will experience it.
Yeah.
And
Just-
and it's kind of just like, how can it's explaining shit that's gonna happen in my life that I didn't even realize yet.
yeah.
So like I just yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a guide to live. It's what it really is when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that's money talking right now.
Oh, that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Purpose. You guys come last, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, I think honestly we just covered all that. Like,
I'm good with it.
I'm fucking good with that. Short and sweet. Hell yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching episode 6.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back and Niall will be black.
Yes, the White Line Podcast.
Yeah.